Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all fucking ages. And I mean that because I have 7-year-olds who are fans.
I like how you said that, and then you said the F word before saying
It's fucked up. Damn it.
They know what they're getting into.
Hey, tell you what, I'm going to start the podcast with this shit. You're better off watching my podcast than doing a Momo challenge.
Yeah.
Or a fucking blue whale challenge.
Dude, that shit is freaking insane. It blows my freaking mind. Have you heard of that shit, the Momo challenge?
I've heard about
it. We're getting off to a rocket start right now, man.
What exactly is a Momo challenge?
Dude, okay, so...
It's some messed up shit.
Say you're a 7-8-year-old, you're very fluent in iPad, Android, all that stuff. There's it looks like I think it's like a stork kind of eyes, whatever. I forgot the origin of Momo, but it
looks like a Tim Burton creation.
Pretty much. It looks like a character, like a really spooky, like googly-eyed
Someone
character.
made that shit up on the internet.
And there's a series of challenges you need to complete. And one of those challenges is to commit suicide. Unfortunately, there's been some very gullible and very, I don't want to say stupid because it's fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, you're 7 years old. You don't know right from wrong just yet. It's some
you're
stuff.
Kind of learning that stuff.
Yeah.
But, it's.
But to them, it's a game. They don't know what they're doing.
Who would make some shit like that?
Some C6.
Can we blame it on the Russians? You're like, no, blame it on Trump. I'm kidding.
Blame everything on Trump and his dick named Andrew. We'll talk about Andrew later. I'm just saying.
But yeah, like I said, you're better off watching this podcast than doing a Momo challenge. The blue whale challenge is they have to like cut themselves with the drawing or the stencil of the outline of a blue whale on their arm or on their leg or something like that. Yeah. So our podcast is safe, kids.
Yeah, we're going a lot of cursing, but
yeah, a lot of
you won't harm yourself.
Yeah, the only word I won't say is, and we'll get into this later, is okay. Never mind. I'll get there eventually. Man. We'll segue into that. But thanks for first and foremost. I have Ian back on the podcast. Those watching, those listening, and we have a very, very special guest today, Mr. Kevin Gale.
I'm special.
He is. I can say you're chief engineer. Is that your official title?
Of which?
Well, I know you're the founder and CEO of Audio Snobs, right?
Yeah.
So shout out to Audio Snobs. You guys heard it here first. And
fits you perfectly.
It does.
It does.
It does.
I after listening to the etymology that you explained what it was, I'm like, okay, I get it now. And but your title at Midnight Recording.
Studio manager and then everything above everything. So I'm studio manager, chief engineer,
head motherfucker in charge. You're like facilities, psychologist.
Yeah, basically.
Fucking
who's my psychologist here? Well, actually, I don't know. Sometimes I'd be his because he'd be like, man, these kids, they just go behind the systems and they mess up all these
man. That's
man, I want to kill them.
You know what? I just want to state that somebody here accomplished their job of trying to get me fired by doing dumb shit.
Wow,
I'm joking, of course.
Point me in the direction.
But hey, you know what? Cat's out the bag. So I mean, at this point, we're at liberty to talk shit about anything.
Well, yeah,
I really don't have any bad things to say about this place, SAE, because I treated me like a fucking king. I can't say the same for the people who attended here. I could say marvelous things about you two, especially. I got to get to know you later because you were before my time, and
that was right before.
And you were cool from the get-go. And I saw him from the day he came to take a tour to the day he graduated to the day I got him a lead to, which is now Paramount Recording. Holla at your boy. Shout out to Xavier Stevenson.
Yep.
Who else? Jules Everson.
Another
who else is
great person over there, working over there. There's a lot of people. I don't know if you remember.
Arnie.
I don't know if you know this name, Braden Davies.
Braden Davies.
Braden Davies. He works there.
I think.
Assistant engineer over there.
Braden Davies.
Paramount is just like locked up.
Arnie Reyes.
Yeah, Arnie Reyes.
Arnie Reyes.
Yeah.
Like Arnie, when Arnie got that, I was like, okay. He left the other studio he was at.
Yeah, he was interning at another one.
Yeah.
He
it was
interning
at
another
Silver
one, and
Lake.
They were not trying to bring him on.
No.
They messed up.
And I'm like, you guys are stupid.
They're
Yeah.
very stupid. Because Arnie, here's the thing about Arnie, what he does in the studio. I'm not going to put him like in too much detail, but he gives 120% at least.
He's
At
obsessed.
least.
And
He's
he obsessed
Yeah.
about making the studio better, making himself better, not only as a person but as an engineer. He's a really good person, a good
Yeah.
company to hang around.
I tried to bring him
got a
on
great
to
heart.
Audio Snobs.
Really?
Yeah,
He was too busy.
he's very
Yeah.
busy.
I was like, damn.
He likes that's his whole personality. He's always obsessed from day one. He obsessed about it,
Yeah.
and he wanted to immerse himself in it, and he tried 3 times to get into Paramount.
Yeah,
Yeah, and Ian was at another studio which didn't work out very well because of different factors. But now he's at Paramount, and I think Sharon was there for a while too.
Sharon was,
Yeah.
but you know what? You go to that studio in Burbank and you get hired. You think, okay, cool. You know,
Yeah.
this might work out. She seems very, upfront and everything. You don't realize that you have a target on your back every single day if you mess up.
Yeah.
There's
I
no
think
job
I
security
know
there.
what studio you're talking
Yeah.
about when she said she.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, we won't give her too much.
The music industry already knows as soon as I said those possessives right there.
Yeah. Because you don't want to give people like that too much publicity. They're like
Oh,
the
yeah.
Kardashians.
No.
You can't make people like that too
Besides,
famous
she's scared to keep her job anyway.
now. Yeah. Nonetheless, we're happy.
Yeah.
Happy. Well, here's the thing: we're content. We're on the path to fulfillment.
Yes.
Always stay hungry, and that's the whole secret. So
that's the key.
yeah. But to answer your question, yeah, Paramount is pretty much annexed by SAE graduates.
Yeah.
Man.
Literally, like there should be a flag,
Yeah.
an SAE flag at Paramount.
We
I say
we
half
can start
half-
rolling up that flag in the top. It says SCE on the top.
Dude, straight up, dude. Like I say, half of the staff, right? Almost half of the staff.
I don't know
is
about
red.
about half.
But a
Yeah,
high
definitely.
percentage.
Actually,
Yeah,
That's crazy.
and then
just thinking of the runners, the engineers, just make up the studio. Yeah,
and Jules was only there for like, this is a story I heard. She was only there for almost a year and a half, and she got promoted quick because she was the valedictorian for her class before any of us were here. And she's a freak show. Her like a cerebral freak show. Like she catches on to shit really quick. That's what I
yeah.
was here.
No, she's very analytical. She's on point about what she does.
I heard you can teach her
see that.
something one fucking time, and she fucking nails it. I'm
Yeah.
like, whoa.
There was a dude in my class like that.
Who?
Spencer.
Oh, Spencer Sandoval. Shout out to Spencer Sandoval. And
Spencer's
I'm gonna tell this to the world. Hey, I admire you for dealing with that man. You know who I'm talking about. He was working with Marilyn Manson for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm like, fuck, dude. The one guy that everyone tries to avoid working for.
What's the scoop on Maryland? I don't know.
Well,
about
he was
that.
tracking the different. He would do different session. He goes. His real name is Brian Warner.
Okay. Oh yeah, I've heard that name before. Definitely.
He's cool and he's not under the influence of whatever he's on.
Okay.
And primarily he's an alcoholic. That's what I heard. To each his own if you get shit done, but quite the contrary if it's fucking with not just your health, but your surroundings. So he's known for treating people like shit. And
Wow.
Spencer, I guess, managed to work with the guy. And I'm sure it wasn't long term, but man, Spencer, I admire you for that one, man.
Spencer's he's a beast on many levels.
Yeah. And a patient level too.
Yeah.
I'm like, he has the patience of a fucking I don't know, kindergarten fucking teacher, man.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
He's like he would sit in class and he'd be like, okay, yeah.
Very composed,
He's
man.
just like
I know some patient people. I don't know if they could like even deal with kindergarten. Some of them. That's pretty insane.
Well-
'Cause those kids got the size attention spans of gnats. So you can deal with something
Yes.
of that magnitude. Like you can deal with anything.
And
a
that's
lot
just
of artists have the attention span of kindergarten
Yeah.
students.
Oh,
Yeah.
hands down, especially in the studio,
yeah.
especially.
Yeah, and
I want to do this. Oh wait, no, I want to do that. Oh wait,
Dude.
You know what's funny is not just you, but other people that I know. Shout out to Lester Mendoza, my boy. He's been working. He's been working at Skip Sailors, and he's been working for Jay-Z and Beyonce since I think the Lemonade sessions.
damn.
Man, I applaud your success, Lester. I don't regret going to work for you, but you couldn't afford me, man. But I love you nonetheless. I really enjoy playing in a band with you. But he's the one that gives me all the inside scoop from everything. You know, Bad Baby.
Yeah,
Of course.
Danielle Bergoli.
I met her.
She's
Is that
a
her actual
fucking. She's obedient, apparently, in the studio. She's
You want me to confirm that?
she's not a dream to work with, but she's not hard to work with, apparently.
She definitely, when I've seen her and I've met her, she definitely seems pretty well behaved. But you have to understand, she's got a 6'10" bodyguard pretty much babysitting her the whole time. So it looks like a big ass bodyguard who's about 30 something years old who is babysitting a kid that's pretty much looks like she's 15. And
She's 16 now, right?
yeah. Or she was 15 last time I saw her in the studio. This was when Kodak was there.
Oh man, dude.
And he was recording his album and his single.
Kodak.
Shout out to one of the engineers that works at Paramount that worked on his album, got his credits off Kodak. Shout out to that guy. Yeah, Chris Ulrich. All right.
Shout out to Chris.
Yep. But anyway, no, she seems pretty well behaved when I've seen her, but she definitely is the type to like crack jokes at you and will like make fun of you while she's there, like a typical like 15-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're
she
just
doesn't sound but she, from what I've seen her twice, like she didn't seem too bad in the studio.
Yeah, I've had some bad ones. I've had some good ones. I've had some great ones. I've had some, okay, you're cool, but I'm not going to work with you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, these are people who are not in the limelight.
Right.
That's what trips me out. It's like,
No, those are
where
the
does
worst
this ego
ones.
come from? Like,
Yeah.
Is your mom telling you that you're great every day and you just take it to your head or something?
Probably.
Like, what is it? Like, wow.
It's possible.
It's participation trophies. That's what it is, man.
Yeah.
No, it's not just that. I'm just saying the concept of everybody wins. I'm like, no, man.
Everybody
me and
doesn't
you, someone gonna lose, and it ain't gonna be me. I'm gonna beat you. That's my competitive nature that I'm sure
Yeah.
the three of us.
But you're a
brought
football
up.
player formerly, right?
That in the rap game when I started rhyming,
Right.
I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, I have to be better. There's no way around it. If you want to be the best,
Yeah.
and then that arguably right now, I'll say arguably, the greatest rapper right now, no, I'm not saying all time, but right now, in my opinion, and it's a tie, it's either J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar.
Hands down.
No one can debate that.
And then if you gave me a choice, I would say, what day of the week is it?
I'd say what year is it more likely because each one owns a year.
Yeah.
Like when Kendrick came out with Damn, he owned that year.
Yeah.
That was it. That was his year. And then J. Cole dropped KOD last year. By the way, 4 or 5 engineers I think worked on that KOD album at Paramount.
Gee.
And I believe one of them, if I'm not mistaken, is from SE. I'm not sure.
Wow, man.
I'm not sure though.
Okay.
Can't be.
Okay.
I remember seeing some credits. I remember seeing some names.
Telling you the flag needs to go up.
It
Yeah.
just needs to go up.
Flag needs to go up.
So I just need to walk in and be like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
do you know who I am? Look me up.
That's the guy from Audio Snob. But okay, so
Point fingers and everything.
we've painted a picture for everyone. Obviously, there's some do's and don'ts in the recording studio, and I mean that. Whether you're doing music, whether you're doing dialogue replacement for TV and film, whether you're doing fucking fart sounds for the next YouTube fucking video, whatever. There's some do's and there's a lot of don'ts.
A lot of don'ts.
And I'll just share one, and I'll let the two gurus as well chime in. One of the biggest.
I'm still learning, but yeah, I'll definitely answer to the best of my knowledge.
I want to say this sincerely, and don't you listening or watching take this however you want. Okay, here's a do, and I don't see this enough, and you have to understand. Let me just give you the premise here, some context. This is a service-based industry. We are serving you. What to do? One, show up on time. That's the biggest thing. I don't know how hard it is for people. I don't know why it's so hard, but show up on time. I don't know why it's been such a mission. But show up on time.
And it's not like you're like 15 or 30 minutes late.
No.
We're talking hours.
No. Yeah.
Waiting.
It goes both ways too, not just engineers, but also artists too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I concur, man.
And it will be on labels' heads too, because labels be like, they be thinking their artist is there.
Yeah.
You have to keep talking. See, here's the thing. That I've seen in the studio, and this has been at multiple studios looked at, artists schedule a slot time, go from A to Z, from 12 to 12, say, for example. Artist doesn't show after it's been 1 hour. Artist doesn't show since it's been after 2 hours. Of course, every hour you want to hit up the label or manager or whoever to see, where the artist is at, where the engineer is at, who's coming in for this session that's getting paid for or is getting billed for or has already been paid for.
Yeah.
And you find out, we don't know, but we reach out. So after about 4 or 5 reach outs, and you've been an engineer in that point waiting, it's like, what the fuck? Like, why didn't you tell us earlier? I could have been like, got my guaranteed hours, and I could have been out the door and not even had to show up.
I've had a reputable label that everyone knows about in the hip hop world that we recently spoke of one of their artists a few minutes ago being the greatest. I'm pretty sure you can figure out who it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Locked out our studio for a month, 12 hours a day for a month.
That's very common.
None of their big artists were coming in. These are like the newbies that no one know about.
The up and comers.
They got a following.
Yeah.
They have a little movement going on. So they think they're big shit for the most part.
Of course.
Now, this is their way to get signed.
Right.
And the head of the label called me. So I'm on the phone with this person like, hey, what's up? This is how much we're going to do the session for. I'm going to pay you every week. So every week I'm on the phone with him. And he's not asking no questions. He's like, I'm going to pop my head in one day. Cool. They got the studio from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m.
Pretty common.
The engineers I have in the studio, chilling. I find out about a week and a half later because I don't make myself available in those situations.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they need me there, do your thing.
Right.
I found that they were showing up at like 10 and rushing songs.
What the fuck?
Like the engineers?
No, the engineers there, the artists.
The artists are rushing it.
So like there's one producer. One producer's kind of overseeing this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
That producer is bringing in a whole bunch of people. Mind you, all these people are gangsters.
Okay.
They all gangbangers. Most of them are bloods. So there's like disagreements happening.
Of course.
And a bunch of hood stuff going on.
Yeah.
But they're not showing up until 10 or 11 o'clock. That's 5 to 6 hours. That's half the time. And then they're rushing songs. And then they have like, at one point, 30 people were in there. The studio wasn't that big.
Fuck.
30 people. Here's
a party.
Here's the part what tripped me out because I saw a video. They wanted to record in the control room.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That's
common too.
That's common.
It's common today.
Yeah.
But
very common today.
Like I said, the studio wasn't that big.
Right.
And there are people talking in the control room.
Oh shit.
So I'm like, this reputable label who has a head that is known for get this right.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are shitting on that.
Yeah.
So, turns out he listened to the songs after the lockout was over. They had to re-record maybe 15, 20 songs. He signed 6 of them.
Wow.
He signed 6 of them. But he's like, y'all ain't putting nothing out until this is right. Go redo them.
This was the head of the label or the A&R?
The head of the label.
Wow.
This is the person who's in charge.
Yeah.
Like,
and you said this is a big label.
I guess you can call it big.
It's a pretty
Guess you
significant.
call it.
label.
It's
you know,
significant
you
enough.
know the label.
Like the following has got like at least 100,000 at least.
Oh, easy.
Easy.
That's
Like-
huge.
Like I said, you know the label. Like
That's
you
huge.
know
I
it.
think I know which one you're talking about.
So it's just like, come on, you guys. Like in this situation, you have to think, what's wrong with them? They're fucking up an opportunity,
Yeah.
a good opportunity. Like you guys are fucking this up for what?
For hood
Come
shit.
in here and do the damn work,
Yeah.
so you can make your millions and tour the world. They ended up going on tour on the Redemption tour with J-Rock. They were the opening act.
Okay.
So Below Reason.
I know exactly who this is now.
yeah.
So yeah, so Below Reason, it was them, and it's like, come on, guys, like y'all never,
Wow,
you guys are
man.
never getting released if you do this.
This is you listening, you watching. Learn from that.
Be on
don't,
time.
Don't be on time. Don't be 5-6 hours fucking late.
And here's the thing: you can always like, especially check in or have somebody check in with the studio and say, "Hey, we're thinking we're probably not going to end up showing up until 10 o'clock. Is there any way we can move the time slot? I understand people have been there from 10 to 10. We can even extend over 5 more hours just
Yeah,
to go
right.
OT,
Stuff
and
like
we'll
that is-
extend that.
Stuff like that is possible.
It's always possible,
Like it's possible. Like,
depending where you're at.
but like yeah, like for me, it depends on when you call me. If they be like, oh, if it's like 4:50, you're like, oh, we're supposed to be there at 5,
Yeah.
but we're not gonna make it till 10. I'm just be like, all right, cool. Well, you're paying for at least the first hour,
Yeah.
and then after that, because that's 5 hours. I lost. Like
Yeah.
I have to think of it as a manager, as me booking the studio, on top of me thinking as an engineer running a session. I have to wear these different hats.
You know what's sad to me is a lot of these, not just up and coming independent artists, but even some of the ones I've worked with in the past, they don't realize that yes, it's gonna cost you money, but oh yeah, I can afford it. I'm like, you're throwing away fucking money.
Throwing money away, and it's
then-
even worse when it's not their money.
Yeah.
Oh, they
Yeah,
don't think
man.
that. That's the thing. That's another thing that young artists don't realize. They don't know the industry like that yet.
Yeah.
They don't realize that. Yeah, the label's paying for the session,
But you're paying-
But
that's
they're gonna get billed next.
Yeah,
You're gonna
that
end
money's
up
coming
paying
out
that.
of your pocket.
Well,
Recoup.
that's the one thing that I think this particular generation of not just artists, but also aspiring general managers, A1s, even an A2, they don't. I don't think it's. I think I blame immersion because you can only immerse yourself so much behind a fucking display.
Yeah,
And I'm talking about iPhone, Android.
Yeah.
No, you gotta be in it. It's like, oh yeah, I want to learn how to be, the next fucking Floyd Mayweather. Let me watch all these YouTube videos. Yeah.
at some point you got to punch somebody.
Yes, and you gotta,
You gotta take that
a
hit.
punch and fail, so that way you can get back up, learn from your mistake, and keep going.
Failure is the greatest thing
I
in
used to
learning.
Oh,
I used
yeah,
to look
man.
up
Oh, yeah.
when I played basketball. I used to like look up YouTube videos of how to do certain crossovers and stuff, and
Yeah.
how to do certain moves. Like I would look up, kid you not, Kobe Bryant or Manu Ginobili moves for
Oh,
like
jeez, man.
hours,
Yeah.
trying to figure out from the start of the movement to the finish of the movement,
Yeah.
frame for frame, exactly how they did that. I rewatched it at least 20, 30 times. And I still had to go outside and go fucking work on it physically in order to get it down.
Yeah.
So that I didn't have to think about it consciously each time I actually did it. I would do it subconsciously.
You know, what's funny is I did that with when I started mixing. Back then there wasn't really no behind the scenes footage. There wasn't really like.
For mixing now.
Yeah, what I would do is, first and foremost, read all the credits in the end sleeve.
Yeah.
And then look at other work that the person. I remember the first mixing engineer that I really, I'm like, fuck, this guy's good, was Andy Wallace.
Okay.
Andy Wallace did Nevermind, Nirvana. He did Rage Against the Machine's first album, and I think the second one. And then the most recent work he did in his later years is he did Hybrid Theory from Linkin Park, and he did Meteora. And I'm like, okay, this guy could fucking mix anything. I want to be just like this guy. What do I have?
I
to
love
do?
those Linkin Park albums because they're so spaced out. You
Yeah.
can hear
Yeah.
every instrument.
Everything.
You can hear everything, and it sounds like it was actually done in a box, but on the analog console, because everything sounds so warm and loud and shit.
I know. Shout out to Jay Baumgartner at Energy. He's always been nice to me, and he's pretty much mixed and been a host to all these epic albums that Linkin Park pretty much put out. I know the secret is they track first through analog gear. Analog, obviously, Jay's got the vintage Neve console that he recapped, and books that room all the time, the Moroccan room.
Yeah.
And then they mix. They hand over the neatly fucking compiled, presentable fucking session. To Andy Wallace, and Andy works exclusively on SSL. I know that for a fact.
I love when, and I get shit for this.
Yeah.
And it makes no sense. When I'm working on projects with people, I would like to record in one studio and mix in another.
Yeah.
And they're like, why? We have everything here. And I'm like, yeah, but they have this gear here that we can record through. And then over here, we can mix through all this. It's like different. And you can like, the things that the sounds you get out of just like running everything through everything is like, come on.
You know what I like to compare it to? Car dealerships. We're at high-end BMW, right? And we're running all those. Cool. All right, let's take it to the track. All right, who's got the track? All right, well, we can go to LA, we can go to Irwindale, we can go to Pomona. All right, cool. But which one are we going to race? What car? And maybe it's not the ones in the lot. Maybe we got to go to a different dealer and get a similar brand, but a more high-powered fucking vehicle. And that's the only other comparison, the only other analogy is supermarkets. Yeah, we know what to get at Vons, but all the good shit's at fucking Trader Joe's and Sprouts.
Yeah.
So
one thing people like to do is they like to knock a creative idea. Like, people don't realize or always settle for stuff. There's always better.
Yeah.
I've seen Ali, Mixed by Ali, in person.
Shout out, man.
Shout out to Mixed by Ali. Guy's paving the way towards entrepreneurship with his engineers thing going on. Yeah. He's going around and spreading knowledge and all that. And he's making money while doing it too.
You guys didn't go to NAMM this year?
I went. I didn't go to his booth.
Yeah, I got to see the whole
He was
thing.
there though.
Yeah. I saw him up on the UA stuff, but I didn't get the chance to go to his booth.
Yeah, he's one of us, man.
Yeah.
Seriously, he's one of us.
Oh yeah,
real down to earth.
And he's very cool. Very cool guy.
He's super geeky, man.
Oh yeah.
He can talk gear.
Same time, he's a cool dude,
man. That's what I liked about him. I was like, fuck, dude, I like this guy, dude.
Yeah.
And his mixes kick ass.
Yeah. He has a very, very, very masterful knowledge of frequencies. Yeah. He understands what frequencies are what and where to go.
Consumers like.
Yeah.
That's what trips me out about it. He knows what a non-engineer ear likes to hear.
And that's hard. That was hard for me.
Yeah, man.
Like, I'm just now getting my brain to that.
Yeah, like a lot of people listening to this too. Let me just explain something to y'all. We are trained to look for impurities in sounds.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Why? So we can satisfy you. So you can blast the fucking shit out of your 2019 fucking Tesla, whatever, Model S or whatever, because it sounds good. Why? Because of people like us.
Let's just put it this way. If I boost at 200 hertz, we're usually where that bass lies.
Yeah.
All the way up. And you go play that in your sound system all the way up.
It's going to hurt you and your sound system.
There you go. So that's why we don't do that.
Man,
that's why I create room for the vocal for you to hear.
And what's funny is, for the record, when I upload this on Facebook, I'm going to tag all of our fellow SAE grads that I know still aspire and want to do better for themselves in this world. And the reason why I brought you two is because there's some people that have attended here that haven't quite caught on to the etiquette of being in the studio.
Oh well.
And
more work for me.
one thing I've already done is okay. You see this is water. I have water on the desk. Okay, I'm doing this because I know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm not gonna drop it. I can't say the same for the people who have attended here and attend here presently. I'll give you one of my biggest pet peeves.
I'll tell you mine after you're done.
Oh man, this is my biggest pet peeve. Besides cigarettes, smelling like it. If you come in like you just came back from the 25th annual fucking Cypress Hill smokeout, get the fuck out, go spray, get a change of clothes, chew some gum, come back smelling neutral.
It's like, come on.
Like, I don't want to fucking. It's distracting. It's like, I get it. Marijuana is decriminalized, man. Here, it's been a lifestyle. Doesn't give you the right to come and offend me with your fucking smell. Because some of you guys don't even put deodorant on, and you mix that in. You coming in smelling like fucking double quarter pounder and weed. No, don't do it, please. But what's your biggest pet peeve, Ian?
The board is being used as an ashtray.
Yo.
So,
Or a coaster. Or a chair.
coaster. It's a coaster. It's a coaster for sure.
Wait. The board is being
Like
used
literally just
as
so
a
like-
fucking ashtray.
So like I'm smoking a joint, right? I'm mixing right here. And it's not artists that do this actually. It's actually more
engineers.
likely the damn engineers that are doing this. Because believe it or not. Artists might be rolling the doobie right there on top of the console.
Right.
Maybe you might have some plastic ware protecting the faders, maybe not. But more likely, as a person that always works in the studio, I always find it, not even always on the faders, I usually find it where the compressors and EQs are because people have been messing with that to send it back in Pro Tools to print, yada, yada. But anyway, people will be like, can't find the ashtray. Oh, well.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That.
That's not to move from my chair.
No.
To find the ashtray real quick, just so you know, I can put this right there on this table next to me that I'm not perfectly using. Dash real quick.
Yeah. Because that $300,000 console isn't theirs.
No.
They didn't pay for it.
That will give me
If I
fucking
fuck it
anxiety.
up, it wasn't me. It was the artist. He can pay for it.
That will give me
Yeah.
anxiety, man. What's your pet peeve, man?
Uh,
I know you got like 1,000.
He got a lot of them.
yeah, I got a lot.
Okay, let me ask you this: what's your biggest pet peeve of overseeing employees?
Oh.
Because that's one thing I want people to hear.
Okay, so for the studio, I wired the studio. I basically built the studio.
Yeah.
I know the ins and outs. I know how everything's supposed to be. Just do what I say.
Yeah. Easy. You know the way.
It's that simple.
Show me the way.
There's no issues. I'm a very easy person to work with until you do some dumb shit. And it's like, why the fuck would you do that? You can go home.
Give us an example of that dumb shit.
Okay. So, in the old studio we were at, the wiring with the electrical was a little fucked up.
Yeah.
So if you leave the lights on too long,
Mm-hmm.
the switch gets hot.
Oh, shit.
Makes sense.
The lights burn out.
Right.
So I told everybody this. When you leave, turn the lights off. I would assume it's common sense, but we even have a booklet. The last thing you do, turn off the lights. Fucker didn't turn off the lights.
Oh.
He was like, oh.
Fuck.
He was like, no. I told him, somebody else told him another session was coming in because another session was booked an hour after him.
Mm-hmm.
He figured, I'm going to just leave everything on for the person. The session got canceled. Now, he wouldn't know that.
All right.
But I tell you, I don't care if somebody's coming in 5 minutes after you. Turn everything off. Just do what I say. My bad. Just do what I say. That's it. For whatever reason, just do what I say. Like,
Yeah.
it's not hard. I'm not asking you to do too much. Flip a fucking switch. So he left the lights on. He left the computer on the room. But he turned the AC off.
Wow, that's the dumbest one you could do.
Now the AC is supposed to be turned off when you leave because, because it could freeze.
Right.
It was summer. It could freeze.
Right.
So he left the light switch on. Turned the AC off. I walk in the room the next day. It's a sauna. It's hot.
Oh fuck, man.
So I open the door. I turn everything off.
Mm-hmm.
I open the door. I turn the AC on. The AC won't come on.
Oh fuck, dude.
It's fried.
It's fried.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, because the electrical was so fucked up. Like touching the light switch burned your hand.
Fuck that.
Because everything's so hot in the room.
Everything was so hot.
Fried, yeah. That sucks.
So he got fired.
Of course.
Good.
That's at studio I work at right now. That's like the number one thing that you check for when you leave. Not only are the lights always off when we leave, they always got to do that and lock up the room because one of us has a key usually on site. But when you're about to lock up the studio, make sure you check the thermostat. Make sure that it reads a certain time.
Yeah.
We typically like to keep it at 74, 75 degrees.
Yeah.
You know, it's not too hot. It's not too cold. Room's not going to burn up. And even people who come in always complain that's really cold already because we have it on cool when we put it on. It's not the heat tonight. It's on cool. It's on auto. So as soon as it slips down to 71, goes back up to 75. Slips up to 80, goes back down to 75. You know, so it's like it's really important to check that because if you don't, not only will you have a room problem, but your console, $300 console won't work no more.
Is smoking allowed in the studio? Yeah. Is it like continuous hot box smoking going on in the studio, and it doesn't get hot?
It does get hot in there.
That's the issue we have.
It would jump up to like 78 even if the air is on because the room temperature shows on the thermostat. It'll stay there. But like as soon as like some people will get out of there because people will get out if it's too hot.
Yeah,
that's how people do. They'll
just
walk out the room. Sometimes we usually have bathrooms attached to our studios. We have usually a kitchen. Sometimes there's close by. There's somewhere for people to go hang out, get some fresh air.
Yeah.
Even outside is not too far of a walk to go outside, get some real good fresh air, and then go back in there.
Yeah, we don't get those people for the most part.
Right.
They like to just stay. They're like, man, it's hot. I'll come in the studio and AC would be on like 62.
Damn.
And I'm just like, yo,
fucking freezing.
are you serious? I mean, and of course I get on whoever was like the engine. It's like, why? I don't care if they be like, bro, it's hot. Turn the AC down more. You turn that motherfucker to 70 and leave it on 70.
Yeah.
And it should not be below 70. And that's extreme.
Yeah.
62.
You don't want to go past 70 or you don't want to go past 80.
Exactly.
Yeah. You don't even want to go past 79, right?
You don't want to go, you want to max it at 78 because that's comfortable.
Yeah.
78 is the comfortable temperature. And it's the most energy efficient. So depending on how many people you have.
Yeah, I noticed like 72 through 78 are like the sweet spots.
That's the sweet spot because it doesn't push out too much.
That's if people are in the building.
If people are, when people are like, I turn the AC off. The spot we're at now, I just turn it off.
Yeah, because body heat emits.
Yeah, so. I get hot.
Yeah,
constantly.
I run on hot too, man.
So I'm usually always hot. So I'll just be like, look, when people are like, oh man, it's cold in here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I was hot. I mean, go ahead and
put a sweater on.
Right. Why is that I get looked at funny when I say that? You're cold?
Yeah.
Put a sweater on. Like, that's what they're made for.
They look at you like, but why?
They're like, you could just turn the AC. You can turn the heat up. You could put a sweater on. I'm still gonna be cold. Put two sweaters.
Sweater is actually faster to put on than the heat going up or down.
Yeah.
And then when you get hot, you just take it off.
That's it. That's it.
It's not rocket science.
Another. Well, I shared that with all of you. Another thing that I wanted to share, and this will segue into another conversation, is don't fucking play work politics, please. Please don't. Kevin knows this. EM knows this. Do not play work politics. And the way I've seen that outcome happen a lot is because you're pressing and you're reaching. 2, you're trying to make an impact way too quick when you don't even know the system. And 3, you're either a snitch or you'll do anything to fucking backstab or throw anyone under the bus.
You're gonna lose every time.
You're gonna lose every time.
Yes. Stay away from that shit, please.
Even if you win in the moment.
You might feel good about yourself there, but then you're looking for another job.
Yeah. Because then you end up like Michael Cohen on the stand.
Wow. The funny thing is, he could have done this shit 2 years ago.
You know, it's funny now that I bring that up. Did you guys see that?
I haven't seen it yet.
I'm an hour and a half into it. I'm at the part where they got both parties kind of questioning him on his testimony.
That's so fucked.
That's the part I keep hearing about.
Man.
Yeah, it's fucked up because it's funny because you have one side that's legit trying to question him and trying to find actual factual shit, and then you got another side who where are you getting this from? This story you've had to do a lot of lies for this guy. What makes you think we should even believe you right now? Pretty much.
I have a woman friend that's black that says you're a liar.
I brought her
She's
here
right
today.
here. And I'm just going like, yes, dude.
That was the best one. I haven't gotten to that part yet.
I have to see that.
I haven't gotten to that part yet, but I've seen it.
Not verbatim, but that's exactly.
But wow.
Like that supposedly because Michael Cohen accused him of being a racist.
Oh, that dude, Mr. Jordan, is even dumber than the guy that brought the black lady because he's like questioning the crap out of dude, and he's trying to like get him to say certain stuff, and it's like, dude, I can't answer any of these because none of them pertain to my fucking job.
I don't know what was more interesting to watch, that with Michael Cohen or when they tried and attempted to grill Mark Zuckerberg.
I haven't seen that.
Oh man, it was basically like your grandparents asking you about how to open the Facebook app and log in, and you're like, you unlock your phone, you tap the icon, and you put in your password. Yeah, but how do I know my password? Because you set it up.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So if I set it up, does that mean that you know it? No, everything's encrypted.
That's Republican logic, and henceforth everybody that fucking voted for damn Trump.
Fucking A. And look, everyone knows, man.
But I'm not political. I don't give a fuck about either party.
I'm what is called politically homeless. Even though all you motherfuckers on my friends list and 2 individuals, I'll put your asses on blast now. Anthony
You're not even
and
Green
Eric,
Party, huh?
You know what I'm talking about, huh?
Are you Green Party then?
Oh, I'm Green Party.
Oh, you are Green Party. Yeah. See, you are part of a party. You just part of the third.
I remember a while back, I was all about Ralph Nader, but because I knew he wouldn't win, but I knew his purpose was, eco-friendly, and I'm all about save money, save time. Let's get rid of that big fucking giant state of plastic that we have in the fucking Pacific Ocean. Have you seen it?
No.
It's the size of Texas.
Wow.
Yeah. There's a big pile of plastic in the Pacific
Ocean.
Ocean.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. What? It's almost the size of Texas. It collects
all the crap.
Yeah. Trip out on that shit.
Yeah.
Where is that going to go? It's not going to go anywhere. It's just going to stay there.
There was a TV show that came on the History Channel years ago.
Yeah.
Called it basically like, what if man disappeared today?
Oh shit. The animals take over.
The animals take over. So they went through all the stuff like which monuments would be the last to go, and they went through all these monuments and everything. I forgot which man-made monument would be last to go, but it was it's probably like a good couple 100,000 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, because stuff just like kind of break down and just
of course.
Because like the bridges will be the first to go because man keeps those going. So like the Golden Gate Bridge, those will be the first to go.
Right.
And that's in like maybe like 100 years. Because they'll snap off.
Sturdy too.
But they was like after all these monuments and all this shit goes, all the buildings are gone, plastic will still be here.
Yeah, to this day, and cockroaches. Cockroaches will survive a nuclear holocaust, man.
Yeah.
That's what, but nonetheless, like I know we segued into that. That's a crazy ass show.
Look, all the racists still in office, man. There you go.
Oh, dude. Okay, now check this out. Check this shit out. I don't know what
is right there.
No, here's the thing: is I've been politically homeless since the first time I was allowed to vote, which is in 2000. The history behind that is it was Al Gore versus George W. Bush.
Yeah.
I was excited to fucking vote, dude. Seriously. I was excited to vote. I'm
You're
like,
18.
fuck yeah. Yeah. I watched the debates. I got into it. I'm like, okay, cool. I like what Al Gore's saying, but I don't know why his energy's not in it. And then you got this buffoon that I'm pretty sure I already knew as a young man. I'm like, they're using this guy as a pawn because he's George Sr.'s kid, George Walker Bush. And I remember all of that growing up because I'm a 90s kid. And so what happened? My heart was broken, man. Why? Because Florida happened.
Yeah.
The fucking recount. And I'm like, why is there a recount?
I happened
like, all votes
previously
are final.
again too in the state government election.
Oh, that's right, right? Yeah. But
They
then
had
it
a
made
recount.
sense. I'm like, his brother was the governor of Florida.
Yeah, Jeb.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, I see how this works now. I'm like, you know what my attitude
Because
was?
all those ballots
Fuck all
went
of you.
missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the clincher was this guy gets in office, George W. Bush, invades the wrong country. After we get fucking decimated, man, on 9/11.
Yeah.
What did he do? Oh, it's
Iraq.
It's Iraq.
We gotta go to Iraq
Go get 'em.
for the oil.
And I'm just
For the
like,
oil.
wait. There's first and foremost, there was no like strict, concrete confirmation of who it was because those people were dead. Air traffic control. I don't know if you saw 9/11 Loose Change, the documentary. They thought it was an exercise. So all this shit happened for George W. Bush to say, "Oh, we got to go to Iraq."
That's why you
And then-
had artists like Eminem going after his
he wanted
ass
the
on
oil.
music and shit because
Yep.
they wanted
He
to
just
kill
wanted
that
the
dude
oil.
for all his
Yeah.
stupid decisions.
Yeah, it's like, dude, why? What the fuck? And then here we are. He wins 2 terms. I didn't vote the second time. I didn't. I was too discouraged.
I couldn't vote either time.
Because you were not 18 yet.
I was
Age check.
I was 7, and second time I was 11.
It's weird, like hearing stuff like that.
I know. It's what do you think I feel? What do you think I feel?
We're basically the same age.
You're 36.
Yeah.
I'm 38.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So you grew up in my generation.
Yeah.
So our generation, I'm sure you can
You can Google
kind
it.
of you can kind of attest to this, but we're old enough to know how to program a VCR, use any type of analog technology. We remember the dial-up fucking sound that old 28K 56K modems would make.
That was all the shit that I could use.
Pretty much, yeah. But we've adapted to and embraced new technology because we're what society calls Xennials. We're in between Generation X and Millennials.
Right,
We're in
because you
millennials.
guys are before 2000. happened and all
Yeah.
that.
And our shit.
I'm part of that too a little bit, aren't I? Like, is 92? Wouldn't that be kind of a part of it?
No.
You're
That's not-
you're
falling in?
considered like I would
not sure
say
about that.
You're the next one.
you're
Okay.
yeah you're not a Generation Y. You're not.
Oh, okay.
You're a millennial, like just a millennial.
Interesting.
A millennial is
Because I always thought
anyone
the
born.
millennials meant guys that are born after 2000. or
No,
2000.
that's Generation Y,
That's why.
Yeah.
Oh.
and then Z is the new ones. And
Okay.
Now it's Generation what the fuck.
So that's why you guys were coming down hard on my generation for not voting in 2016.
Well, here's the thing: is I don't blame people for not wanting to vote because this system, of course, has already been exposed. It doesn't work, man.
It's old.
If the Electoral College is telling people, okay, we get the popular vote, we know who you love, but that's not who we're going to fucking vote for.
Let's take a step back to that
Yeah.
Electoral College. That started back in the late 1700s, back when they had 13 original colonies, and they did that as a balance and to make it a fair point so that people who are in a small town of maybe only 100 people or whatever, 50 people, could have a chance to vote. Because if they went by, just that so much, those people's votes wouldn't get heard. So they wanted to tally it up by the state,
Yeah.
see who won by that state, and then put that forth who's going to get elected. So fast forward 230 something years later, we're still on this same old bougie ass system that was created before we had computers and knowledge and all this investment in technology and shit, you know?
So, which brings me to this point. I don't blame your generation for not wanting to vote because you guys know this system is so fucking old, man.
We researched that thing. I researched the crap out of everybody that was getting up there. I knew what Bernie was about. I knew what Hillary was about. I knew what Trump was about, you know?
And what's the other guy that ran? Rubio.
I knew what he was about. I knew what Jeb was about, you know? Every time I saw the Republican guys get up, and the thing is too is like, you know, when people vote their props and stuff, they don't do all their research. They just read the prop and then assume what best fits their interest. They don't go online what they could do today. Like for example, I'll take an example, the marijuana prop that was supposed to be legalized in 2000 in California. I voted against that, not because I was against having weed legal, it's because I knew that the government, based on what I'm seeing and reading, is the government has now the ability to dip into that, and the government already fucks up our food.
Yeah.
There's organic shit and there's non-organic shit, and even in the organic shit's not totally organic.
Yeah, it's not.
So you know, now you're allowing the government to dip into that, into the clubs and everything, or the weed spots. They have to do taxes and everything, so you're now paying more money for that. There's a new tax now with that on top of the cigarette costs and all that stuff, so you're paying more on that stuff. And at the same time, you're going in there and the bud's not 100% grown or anything like that. It's got chemicals in it now and stuff like that. So I was totally against that. As a guy that supports people that take medical stuff for their own benefits because they're battling some type of illness or something, and at the same time for people that, you know, might be an engineer or artist who has an insomnia and needs to fucking sleep at night, and they can't do that because they work a crazy ass schedule of 60 hours a week where they only get like 2 or 4 hours sleep.
Yeah, because it would have officially been agriculture. And what if we have Monsanto weed? Oh, we can grow the same exact seed anywhere in the world and we have the same quality product. Guess what? You can't plant the same exact shit everywhere. It doesn't work that way. Mother Nature will not let you do that.
Tell you what, I'll back you up on that part. Think of it as a studio.
Yeah.
Think of how a certain studio might be soundproofed and diffused and reverbed out to be perfect for that part right there for mixing, right?
Yeah.
You try to do that in that same room right here, and it sounds completely off.
Oh, yeah.
In the exact way you try to replicate it.
Yeah. But if you're stubborn, you'll be like, no, this is exactly how we did it. It has to work. No. Doesn't fucking work, man. Nope. So, but anyway, my biggest thing with, even with Barack Obama, the thing with him is, one, I protested the whole Syria thing because he wound up being the biggest drone king of all time, and it broke my fucking heart because I have a feeling that, you know how the whole thing happened with Barack Obama where people were like, oh, what happened to change? Right? People started like, I voted for you, now you're doing this, now I'm getting taxed for fucking not having health insurance. What's going on? I have a feeling that, this guy in office is going to do the exact same thing.
Oh, he's going to do worse.
And I have a feeling, man, this is just my prediction. I think he's going to win a second term.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. Look, Bush got fucking 8 years. Yeah. People are stupid,
Barack Obama had
when
8 too.
When was the last time there was a one-term president?
That would be, because Clinton did 2 terms, right?
Clinton did 2.
George W. Bush did 2.
George did 2.
Ronald Reagan did 2? Or 1? No, he did 2.
Who won the popular vote in 2000?
Lyndon B. Johnson. No, Richard Nixon was, I think, the last one.
Who won the popular vote in 2000?
2000, it was, I believe it was Al Gore.
Who won in 2004?
2004, it wasn't John Kerry, it was George W. Bush.
It was Bush?
Yeah.
Obama won it in 2008 and won the electoral. In 2012, he won the electoral. He didn't win the popular vote.
No, it was
Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney, man.
I just don't think that electoral vote is really needed. I mean, I wasn't for Mitt Romney at the time. If I had a chance, I know I didn't have a chance to vote in 2012.
Yeah.
I just didn't get to it in time enough.
Yeah.
But I was scared to have that guy kind of run it personally. But like at the same time, it's like I feel like the popular vote should be accounted for.
But here's the crazy part, Kevin, and this is something I wanted to bring up to you guys, and you guys give me your thoughts on. Okay, I remember all these elections. I clearly do. I don't really recall when George W. Bush was in office that all of these fucking racists all of a sudden just emerged from.
I don't think they emerged. I think they've been around the whole time. I think they just
Sleepers?
now they just got like a spotlight on them because now they got Big Doofus, who's pretty much almost endorsed the KKK in a way.
Right. Because I saw that with, like, for example, with Barack Obama, I saw the victimhood being promoted a lot, which I did not agree with. And I wasn't the biggest fan of Barack Obama. I'm going to be completely honest, but and it had nothing to do with his policies, and it had nothing to do because I'm registered as a Democrat. But here's the thing: is I didn't vote, and everyone's arguing with me, saying, "Oh, if you didn't vote, you have no right to complain." I do what I want.
Freedom of speech.
But I didn't see as much racism during Barack Obama's term as I'm seeing now. Obviously, all the derogatory terms were towards him because he was the black guy in office, which is fucking infuriating. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? But my defense was, he's in office, you're not, so shut the fuck up.
There was a time where you saw a bunch of artists like Chance the Rapper, J. Cole, and all those guys, they went to office and they took a picture with Barack Obama. J. Cole went there with an objective. He went there to ask him why, he can't help on certain stuff going on, like the Flint thing, Chicago, everything going on.
Yeah.
And he told him his exact answer. He said, I would love to. I see what's going on. I know what's going on. But there's only so much I can do because of politics and my job. There's rules and stuff that I have to follow as president legally in order to carry out to what has to happen. Everything has to go through different branches in order to happen, And in order for me to do that, all this stuff that needs to get passed through for me to sign it and pass it to Congress.
Everyone forgets that the president is the quarterback. He's a star quarterback. He's not the owner of the team, and he's not the fucking, he's not even the GM.
No, he's the one who passes the ball off.
Yeah.
Like,
and then,
I hate Trump. I hate him with the butter guts of my life. I don't give a fuck if he's got 4 security guards right around him. I would love to just fucking knock him so hard in front of his face. And I guarantee you I'll find some way to do it if I ever had the opportunity to do so. I
haven't liked Donald Trump since he hosted WrestleMania 5.
But like at the same time,
that's a long time
he's not the guy entirely to blame for his position. It's to do with the government that has allowed him to get to his position.
Absolutely.
They put him there for a reason. You got to think about it. Like, there's a doofus.
Oh yeah.
He's not a stupid man.
Yeah.
Oh, of course he's
not.
But he's a stupid man.
He's a stupid man to a regard, but when it comes to doing shit and lying illegally, he's very articulate about how to go with that.
So it's like he was put there for a reason. Like he's there. Like he was put there so all the shit that is happening can happen.
Now, fucking answer me this, man. Render me this. Why? I can't. I don't understand why. Why all of a sudden this guy runs for office, right? He has the red with the white font, Make America Great Again hat. It becomes like this signal for all white supremacists, all fucking literally like Mexican Uncle Toms, I like to call them. Anyone that's basically a fucking, what did you say? The uncle, you said another
Uncle
one.
Ruckus.
Uncle Ruckus.
Uncle
man.
Ruckus from Boondocks.
Why? What happened? Like, who said, all right, you have the fucking liberty to do all this bullshit?
I can't pinpoint it because I saw it as it was happening. So I saw like there was a signal. Something happened somewhere where he was, whether he did it directly or indirectly,
right?
Something happened between him and a person of color.
Yeah.
Where everybody, all the races were like, ha, there we go. This is our moment.
Yeah.
We all come out and support this guy, and then while we're doing that, we can all say, hey, we don't like whatever.
Yeah.
Like something happened, and he who is good with like, he's like Soulja Boy.
Yeah.
On the internet. He's just
Drake.
He's just
Yeah.
like,
Drake.
He is just great at it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so he took that fuel. I mean, he took that fire. We're like, okay, you know, this is fuel. This is the fire. Let me go ahead and sprinkle that on a little bit and just run this right into the White House. And that's exactly what he did. Like, so all I know is that he had a campaign and everybody was like, okay, look, Trump is running. Hell yeah, whatever. Then all of a sudden, make America great again. Push it right in the pussy. And all this shit started like
all that, yeah,
popping up, you know. And I wish I could see that moment where it happened, where I can just be like, okay, that was it. Like this shouldn't have happened, because he didn't start off like that.
No, he didn't. And what baffles me is that people, just regular fucking buffoons, man, were dropping his name like he was fucking Jesus Christ, man. Like they would use his name to defend racist acts, bro, in the subways of New York, for example. There's like 3 videos that emerged while he was campaigning. That's why motherfucking Donald Trump is gonna win. Like,
I remember that.
Whoa, where did that come from? Like, you just justify your racist act? Like, whoa. Like, well, hold the fuck up. Like, what do you mean by that? And everyone's like, dude, I'm getting to my point where I was talking about the story earlier.
Right.
I have a couple of acquaintances that I won't call friends that all of a sudden became, I call them Trump dick riders. Total Trump dick riders.
Typical.
Bro, and I'm like,
from the net, just like,
and
they probably wear the MAGA hat to sleep.
no, you know what's fucking crazy is they automatically assume, because I don't like Trump and I wasn't a big fan of the guy before that, that automatically, you just deal with it because Hillary didn't win. I'm like, I didn't fucking vote for Hillary,
who cares?
dude.
Who cares?
I'm like, I didn't vote. As a matter of fact, now that the cat's out of the bag, I left that part blank.
I'll tell you what. Whenever I vote or decide like who should get it, I don't even look at like, because obviously we can't freaking pick. They don't allow the government's. This is where the government's corrupt, because you're not allowed to fucking pick whoever the fuck you want to really go in there or not.
Yeah,
you know, like the Republicans right now are so scared of that young chick.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Yeah,
AOC.
They're so scared of her. They tried getting her to confuse her on a video of saying that she doesn't know any knowledge of government or anything like that. She named a bunch of whatever crap about branches and all that. Meanwhile, she goes to fucking court and comes really prepared and nails your ass with a bunch of stuff. I remember one time she was in court trying to prove that, you know, maybe we do have a sadistic liar, pathological liar in office. Because now picture all these bad stuff a bad person would do. Say they hypothetically did all this, and she names a whole bunch of scenarios that similar stuff that Trump did. He's like, isn't that what he's doing today? And then the person said, I forget who it was, that was probably said yes. And like, no further questions. Boom. Yeah. You just
and it had to do with
you just went against what you just stated earlier now.
Yeah. But point being is like, people like her, and then they ridicule her that she don't know what the fuck she's talking about. I'm like, then why is she there and you're not?
Exactly.
So shut the fuck up, you fucking keyboard warrior, dude. Hope your thumbs fall off. But
the keyboard warrior.
And then this brings me to this. All right, so he's been in office for it's going on 3 years, and within those 3 years, I have experienced the most disappointing and heartbreaking fucking like situations with people that not only are some were family and then some that were good friends of mine that I just can't talk to anymore, because anything I say reverts to not being a fucking Trump supporter, which is stupid. Like, I'll give you an example, and I'm not going to put this person on blast, and I told you why. When someone tells me, and I'm an open book, man. I am. You guys know where I'm from, you know, how I grew up, and there's a hood side of me that I still carry with me because I don't forget where I come from. And for those of you watching, and for those of you listening, I drop the N word a lot. I do. Why? Because I was brought up around that. For me, it's like a term of endearment. And I'm not talking about the N word,
Yeah.
Nigger. I'm talking about the word nigga. And it's like, oh, you my nigga. Like, nigga, please. And like, shit like that.
But also, you two have the same. You're part like African American to be able to use that as well.
I mean, like I grew up with kids who full on Mexican El Salvador, no black in their recent history. I mean, I can't go from great grandparents, but and we all grew up saying this, so they just saying this. So as we get in our 20s,
I know
they
people
just say it. So even like no one knowing his ethnicities and everything, still like it's that's what kind of like fucked me up when you were telling the story earlier. But yeah,
and then for me it's like, and then I get to my acquaintances and other people that I've hung around, they're like, why do you say that word? And I'm like, what word? And I'm a little bit confused, Kevin. And they're like, why do you use that word? And I'm like, what? He goes, you keep saying the N word. I'm like, what, nigga? And I'm like, nigga, please, man, what the fuck you talking about? And they're like, yeah, you keep using that word. And I'm like, what word, dude? And they're like, and then they say it with, they say nigger. And I'm like, dude, as soon as I heard the word, Kevin, I'm just like,
it's cringeworthy.
What the fuck did you just say, dude?
Like I've heard black people say it like that.
Oh my god, that's the worst.
And it's confusing. It's like, wait a minute, because you're saying it with malicious intent.
Yes, there's so much meaning behind that. Man.
I know people who didn't grow up. In the hood areas.
Yeah.
Who are white, and they'll say it and be like, well, you shouldn't do that because you're not comfortably saying it. You're just trying to fit in.
Yeah, it's like you can tell, man.
Yeah, it's like
you can fucking tell.
Someone's comfortable and someone isn't.
Yeah.
And that's like women calling each other bitches.
Yeah.
Bitch, please.
Yeah.
Oh, bitch, whatever. That's
yeah.
You bitch. There's a difference.
Yeah.
And then I use more of the word fool. I use fool a lot.
You use fool
a lot, dude, because that's kind of how
I've seen that more online with you.
Well, I mean, it stemmed from me growing up in different neighborhoods, man. Yeah, hey, fool, what the fuck? Like it was like, because the first person I heard say it, and it sounded so fucking cool, and I'm like, oh man, was Snoop Dogg. When he was like. Yeah, like, hey, what's up, fool? Snoop D-O-double-G, motherfucker. Like that. I'm like, damn, that sounds fucking dope, dude. Dope. I use dope. Like, different vernacular, right?
Yeah.
But not once did I hear that word. I never even heard the actual derogatory word until I moved to East LA.
You hear it definitely.
Because the Mexicans were using it a lot.
You hear it a lot in South Central. I remember Game getting on interview and telling why he used the word dope as his thing. Is what they used to say on the block when he was like banging and shit.
Yeah,
it was blood.
Yeah, it's like every neighborhood had not only had their own etymology, but they also had their vernacular. Now that brings me to my story. When someone tells me don't be using that word because you're not like them. I went in here and I'm like, I'm not like who? You're not like them. I'm like, who's them?
See, as soon as you start telling somebody to do that and use it like that's where... That's bigotry. That's hypocrisy.
Oh, man.
Because you're not stating who they are.
Yes.
One thing if it was a person who was kind of like worried about the situation, like, I'm not sure you should be saying it because it makes you uncomfortable because you're not black. That's different.
That's put it into a box, though. It's like you're putting it into something that's been. This sentence has probably been used for generations.
Yeah.
Because you're dehumanizing.
Yeah.
And it's even more painful and heartbreaking to me when it's people of my own race, man.
People you grew up with.
Yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck did you just say, dude? Like that's. And the excuse that they use is because you're Mexican. I'm like, okay. Yeah, you're absolutely right, but what the fuck does that mean? I'm supposed to be racist?
I'll tell you what. I had an ex that said that about one of my friends.
Yeah.
That one of my good friends too is like, "What the fuck do you still talk to that fucking nigger?" I'm like,
What?
"Yeah."
Like, okay, this is.
I said,
Are you fucking serious?
"I'm not kidding you." I was at her apartment too. I was like, "Yo, we're done.
Oh, man.
We're done."
This can't happen.
I told her straight up in her face. She started bawling. Like, what do you mean we're done? I'm like, we're done. I'm not fucking hearing any type of racist terminology come out of your mouth, especially if it's thrown at about one of my friends, because he would never use that in the same room as him. So I don't want that shit in my life. If you're gonna act around with me, you better act the same and be around everybody.
And then, going back to the story, this person is basically trying to tell me that, all you liberals are just all the same.
Oh, there we go.
And I'm like,
there it is.
damn, dude, like, tell me how you really fucking feel, man.
It's funny. I got called a liberal one day online. I didn't know whether to laugh out loud, to feel insulted, or be like, dude, what classifies me as a liberal? What's a liberal? What put me into that box?
It's like, dude, what the? Oh, you're, dude. I was called a race baiter. Why? Because I repost shit from Sean King, the journalist Sean King, and this person told me, he goes, that dude ain't even black. Why are you fucking posting shit? And I'm like, dude, because if I post stuff that people from my black friends. And you talk shit anyway. You say racist shit. So what the fuck? What's a double-edged sword? You fucking idiot. And then that's when you don't live there anymore. You're not from there anymore. And I'm like, I never forgot where I came from. Oh, but didn't you say you lived in City Terrace? Yeah, City Terrace, South Central, L.A., Northeast L.A., East L.A., and now I live in San Gabriel Valley. What's your fucking point? That was my biggest fucking thing, dude. And dude, that's one person and then there's the true white supremacists. I've met them, man. I've been face to face with these people. They're terrifying, Kevin.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, they're not, dude. You get frowned upon because you're not pure.
Oh well.
Yeah.
It's like
they'll call you
pure
whatever
white?
Middle Eastern fucking derogatory term they can think of.
What's pure white? Is that from being from Europe? You're actually born in Europe? That's the pure white. We didn't come here. Native Americans were here. We killed them for it.
If you let people tell the story when everybody was black.
No, nobody believe it, right?
Like there's different like origin stories where like everybody was the same color, and there was a group of hostile people.
Mm-hmm.
They sent them into the mountains and the caves, and they were there for like generations. When they came out, there were little lights. When they came out, they were light skinned with blue eyes. Their hair was specific like that. That sounds like a racist story.
Yeah.
But like let's let people tell that everybody was black first.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm actually researching and looking into that because I know we can't. They can date back. Just like in fact, they can date back to 12 different tribes.
Yeah.
They can date the human race back to 12 tribes.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So, but no one knows exactly what the color is.
Well, this goes back to the Pangean theory. How all the continents at one point connected. Apparently, there
that's
was
proven.
one centralized birthplace of mankind in general. And dude, if it's Africa, how hot is it in fucking Africa?
It's hot.
All right, if Pangea did happen and everything split, there's different parts of the world that don't. Look at the UK. Everyone's so white because there's no sun. Understandable.
Here's the thing.
Evolutionary part.
That's very true and a good theory to think of, because at one point people are all in this location of the world, center of the world.
Yeah.
And now you spread them out to different parts of the world, because before humans came about, Pangea was already more of like millions of years. Like Pangea was happening when dinosaurs were pretty much around.
Fuck dinosaurs, man. Fuck dinosaurs.
Hey man.
One thing we all have in common.
Hey man.
Fuck dinosaurs.
I still
man.
feed my pet Dino at home.
No.
No, but like that's true though, because on one side of the world,
yeah,
it's winter right now where we are.
Correct.
On the other
man.
side of the world, it's pretty much summer.
Yeah.
You know, so you have
And then
to
there's
realize,
Alaska.
yeah,
Well, there's daylight all day.
climate change, and that's the thing that people, Trump supporters, and even a lot of Republicans, and I'm not even going to put all these people in the box. You know, a lot of people in general all over the world just don't believe in climate change.
Yeah.
It's been around for millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of years. It's not.
Totally.
It's since the Earth's been born. We've had meltdowns. We've had, you know, creatures evolved due to climate change. You know, dogs didn't look like how they used to look. They used to look like wolves.
Yeah.
You know, monkeys were us at one point that they've philosophized and eventually proven.
You know what's funny
so
is
like,
talking about apes and chimps. This is funny. I was at the LA Zoo and I'm looking at this fucking gorilla, man, and big brother man next to me, right? He's right there, and he looked at me and he taps me on the shoulder. He goes, "Hey man," because he's bigger than me. He's like, "You think you could fuck that thing up?" And I'm like, "Bro,
no.
You think we could fuck that thing up together?"
No.
And he's like, "I ain't touching that, man." He's like, and I'm like, "Bro, I don't know how the fuck we evolved from that." He goes, I don't think we did. He's like, "I think that thing came from a motherfucking dinosaur. Dinosaur, fuck that."
It's possible.
And then I'm like, he's dropping knowledge on me, bro. And I'm just like, what?
Here's the thing,
I
though.
never thought of that shit, man.
Here's the thing, though. I don't think that because dinosaurs are reptiles, or at least birds. They've definitely got the same skeleton thing as birds. So the same makeup as that, and also at the same time, if you look at alligators, you know what? You know how they got alligator? I mean, sorry, not alligator. You know how they got dinosaur sounds from Jurassic Park?
Was it?
They sampled alligator noises.
Yeah, that.
That's alligator.
Yeah.
That's alligator noises.
Fuck that.
So they got it
Fuck
from the reptiles
man.
and that. So I feel like it's birds and I think it's originally birds. I think it's birds and also alligators are very similar
honestly
creatures.
think though, for sure, like going back to the birth of humanity, I think we evolved because obviously the planet's water. Mm-hmm. I think we evolved from the ocean, man.
I think so too.
Yeah.
We make up water in ourselves.
like
we're
shit,
like 80%, 75 or 60% water.
Because sea level was rising constantly. Yeah, we're like 80
We're a high percentage of water.
Yeah. And of course we had to adapt. So not everyone made it.
Yeah.
And that's what intrigues me about humanity knowing survival. And at the same time creating these tribes now the same way we were doing it back then.
Or hear me out. Or God made us.
There you go.
There was a dope argument these two dudes had once about like one person was like, we didn't come from apes because if we did, why are there still apes? And like my girl says the same thing.
Yeah.
And another person was like, well, think of it like this: they were in different areas. It's not like one day.
Oh well, yeah, you're right.
It's not like one day every ape gave birth to a human.
Yeah.
Or some sort of human, because you know the humans have come from like other types.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But it's like, so he was like, well, there was Lucy. Everybody knows Lucy. Lucy's famous.
Yeah.
Lucy. There was no food. She was in a tree. Apes at the time were in trees. There was no food, and they basically walked on all fours. The grass was high, so what did she do? She got up on her feet so she could see above the grass, and that was the start of apes evolving into humans. I'm like, okay with that. That makes sense too. What we need is
Holy
a fucking time machine,
dude.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, but it's like
Get the DeLorean.
It's like because no ape fully walks on just 2 feet.
No.
They use their hands. So she started walking on her legs so she could like see above and not get attacked by something coming in the grass.
What
to go look for food.
That's fucking crazy,
So
dude.
it was that. So from what he
But
said,
still applies today.
It was that one thought, and the brain was like, look, I need to be able to get food that's over there.
But I need to be able to
see if something's coming to get me. How do I do that?
Stand up.
Stand up. Oh shit, something so simple. I mean that, and I'm like, that makes a lot of sense.
Fuck, man.
Like,
yeah, that's. I swear, man. If today was tribal and primitive like it was before, there'd be so many dead bodies right now, man.
Oh man.
And point being, man, it's like it reminds me of the movie Idiocracy. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Nah.
Dude, I swear I watched it again and I'm like, man, dude, this was supposed to be a parody, not an instruction manual, man. Because all we need is Donald Trump to be like President Camacho.
Watch it. It's
State of the Union.
it's kind of eye opening. Like
You haven't seen it?
The premise of the movie is that a guy and a girl fall asleep. They're supposed to be in cryo state for a few years and then wake up.
That sounds like some movies that I've seen.
Yeah. Owen's
like
brother's in it.
shit.
Luke Wilson.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they end up staying asleep for a long time, and the problem is like stupid people have a lot of sex, and have a lot of kids. Smart people have protected sex.
Yeah.
And don't have a lot of kids. So as the years went on, more stupid people were being born than smart people.
Yeah.
That was the premise of the movie.
Yeah.
So when they wake up, everybody's an idiot.
So is this a true story?
Fuck, man.
You think they saw into the future, right?
Fuck, man. Fuck.
It's a true story.
Fuck. Well, I mean, we're about to wrap it up right now, but one thing the moral of the podcast today is be nice.
Be nice.
Don't be racist, please.
Time.
If let me just say this for the record, and I don't say this very often. If I call you fool, I'm not saying you're an actual fool. Okay? If you my nigga, you my nigga.
My nigga.
Easy.
What's up, homie?
If you're my dog, you're not an actual dog. You're my friend. You're my homie. If you're a bitch, then okay, you
my bitch.
Yeah. You get the premise. But what I also the moral of the podcast is, if you're gonna book studio time at Kevin's studio at midnight with Audio Snobs, show up on time.
Show up on time.
Or communicate.
I love communication.
Oh, it's the best thing.
It's wonderful if you can just call me or send a text and be like, hey, so we're gonna be late. What can we do about that? I know we start in like 2 hours. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, no problem. I'll just sit here and make beats for 2 hours. I won't be upset.
Yeah. Problem solved.
Problem solved.
That's it.
Don't just not call. That's rude.
And then don't use consoles as an ashtray.
Or coasters.
Or a coaster.
Or chairs.
Or fucking...
Don't sit on the faders.
Oh, God damn it, man. Sitting on faders. Don't fucking sit on faders, please.
Here, you want a prime example of what not to do in a studio?
Please.
Go watch Tyler the Creator's What the Fuck right now.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
That was at our studio.
I cannot stand that guy. I already told you that. And long story short...
He's funny. I met him in person. I met him twice. He's funny. He's just very, like, once he gets outside of his comfort zone, he's a wild dude. And don't give a fuck about what the fuck he says, because now he's got money and stuff in order to back up what the hell he says, and any wrong he does. Yeah. But I understand your personal story why you don't like that.
I never forgot Bole, who's now the manager at the Roxy. I never forgot Bole's face in the video, and I'm in the back at the Roxy. Tyler's throwing a fit because I forgot who was running in front of the house. Wouldn't turn his mic up. Goes over to the mixing console, the live mixing console, and stomps on it. Breaks it. Bole is like, oh, like that, and then rally up the security guards. PD comes. He gets arrested. I never forgot that about him.
I remember when that happened too. That's when he had a cast on his foot, right?
Yeah. You saw the video, right?
So he had a cast on his foot. He just broke his foot from falling off his skateboard or some shit.
Yeah. And
you don't even skate as much anymore because of it. You don't want to get hurt.
Yeah. And another thing is some plugs. Obviously, Kevin. If you want to book Kevin, him personally, for some studio time, believe it's info at
Kevin at audiosnobsmusic.com.
Okay. Kevin at audiosnobsmusic.com. So I won't throw up any rates, but if you want, we can use a promo code for right now.
The promo code, what's the name of your podcast again?
Ed Namrok.
Namrok.
Just say Namrok or Ed Namrok. Yeah. Just say you saw it on the Ed Namrok.
Just say you saw it on Namrok and I'll hook you up. I work with all budgets too, so don't be scared. And also, we got musicians, producers, songwriters, so we got everything.
Yeah, you got the lunchbox.
So whatever you need.
That's a very key thing to have, because when they call up our studio, this is the most typical calls I get. Is it cool some way we book 2 hours? No, you gotta do at least 4 hours. 2 hours is not enough to like do everything.
hours?
2 hours. They want 2 hours.
I get hit up for one.
Yeah.
I just need an hour.
Yeah. 1 hour.
Nah.
But here's another one too. Do you have producers or anybody who make beats? I get those calls a lot too.
There are actually studios coming up now that have in-house producers.
Yeah, they have in-house
Okay.
producers. Some people do. And we have that too at our stuff, but more than likely it won't be as of service because usually when you have a bunch of engineers in the studio, usually people just engineer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True that.
You don't have the producers waiting around. Like
Yeah.
that's something you have to like set up in advance. Oh, I need to get in the studio in like 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I need a producer.
Oh, you're like, oh yeah, hold on. No, it doesn't work that way. It ain't McDonald's. So
Come strapped, stop freestyling in the studio.
Yup.
Come with a plan and you know what you want to damn work on and come ready.
and if you play instruments,
much
especially
smoother.
guitar, make sure you got all your settings dialed in, please.
You'll make
ahead of
better
time.
music and
Yeah.
it'll work out much smoother in you.
And it leaves more time for creativity.
Yeah.
Less technical. work.
Definitely.
Any album releases, any music?
Yeah, so Audio Snobs has been releasing singles from 10,000 Gods.
10,000 Gods.
We have a EP coming out soon. Just go ahead and look up 10K Gods on everywhere. We're everywhere.
Really?
There
On
we go.
Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, all that?
AudioSnobsMusic.com.
Ooh! Nice.
Hear that? There's no excuse when not why to go get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just log on to your Spotify. Most of y'all have that. If not, you have Apple Music. I know you do.
If not, you got YouTube. We're everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much. There's no excuse to not
There's no
find
excuse.
Check it out.
and support your local artists, your local studios. Everyone knows EP the Dreamer, still available on every platform now, right? I've already name dropped them like 10,000 times. In the
Oh,
previous
by
podcast,
the way, in March, look out for a new single dropping with a new video dropping.
oh, you're doing a video?
Yeah.
Woo!
It's gonna be something nice. Album possibly coming out in June.
All right.
Going to really push that. I've made a lot of marketing mistakes in my past. It's time to correct all of it. I've done a lot of research recently.
That's how you know you're doing good.
Kobe Bryant didn't hit every buzzer beater, man.
Very true.
But it's Kobe Bryant. Black Mamba, greatest of all time. That's it. That's all I got for you guys. Then we'll revisit this podcast. I like what we did here with these two individuals here. And
Thank you for having me.
On that note,
Yes.
for you SAE grads that are watching, the final hurrah graduation is Saturday, March 23rd here at the live stage. Come one, come all, come say goodbye. It's our last. It's our final goodbye.
What's the date
it's
again?
March 23rd, Saturday.
23rd. Okay.
I've been to every graduation since I graduated except one.
This one.
No, it was a couple. That was because
Oh, you weren't at ours. That's right.
my girl's having surgery.
Oh, that's right.
damn.
Okay.
Okay.
But come on, come all, come say goodbye. It's the end of an awesome era. And then maybe we can
Maybe
we can
so.
do something
Maybe
that
not.
night.
Maybe the end of one era, but beginning of a new one.
Exactly. So
Copens.
you're like, oh! But on that note,
door. How do we get through it?
on that note, y'all, thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Don't be racist.